Golf is so easy. 4? Okay, maybe the occasional wedge. Let's talk golf. It's the CDGA Golf Show on ESPN Chicago. Presented by the Glenview Park Golf Club. Now here are your hosts, Mike Gilligan and Tyler Rocky.
Tyler's off today. You're stuck with Carmen. It's Carmen DeFalco. It's Mike Gilligan. Nice to see you. Second time this year we get to do a golf show together, buddy.
I absolutely love it. When Tommy told me that, he's out, you're in, I'm like, we just upgraded, I think.
There we go. Take that, Tyler. Tyler will be back with you guys next week. Happy Saturday to everybody. Love it because if you're a golf fan, you're watching live competitive golf overseas right now at the Genesis Scottish Open. We've got the Open Championship next week, which I love. I love that my son's baseball season ends this weekend, and next weekend I don't have to worry about anything on Saturday and Sunday morning other than getting up early and watching golf's final major of the year. I like that.
Well, Carm, it's so good to have you here. This is an interesting part of the summer, I think, for golfers, because to your point, you're not the only father I've run into this week that just said the same thing, that my golf season starts finally. Finally. And, for some, they still have to suffer all the way to the middle of this month. Yeah. But, yeah, it's that time of the year. But at the same time, it's also the same time of year for the final major, the build-up to the Open. Yeah. And this then begins to really set how the season's going to unfold playoff-wise, the implications on the President's Cup.
Right.
But it's really cool because we get a taste of what we're going to get next week, and we wake up, there's golf. And I mean elite golf on TV. We're not watching some subpar, from over in, Indonesia tour. We're actually watching the big guys. And this is really, really cool. So we've got golf all day today, PGA Tour across the pond. And then we got it also down in the Commonwealth of Kentucky, a little tour event down there.
It's a great leaderboard over at the Genesis. We're going to talk about that. We're a little truncated today because White Sox Weekly is going to be on the air at 10:30. So Mike and I are going to keep you guys company for the next 90. Andy North, love Andy. Haven't talked to him in forever. He's going to join us in about 30. We'll talk about this weekend, look ahead to next weekend a little bit as well. The biggest news from across the pond is that for the first time since, I wrote it down, August of 2022, Scotty Scheffler missed a cut. Now, these guys have gone low. I mean, Scotty played pretty well Thursday. I think he shot two over. Right? He was 2 over yesterday. Mm-hmm. And that's all it took. He missed the cut at even par. Nelly Korda missed the cut this weekend, too. It's crazy that the best men's player and the best women's player both missed on the same weekend.
Yeah, I guess it just shows you what hometown cooking and sleeping in your own bed and all that good stuff will do for you. But, should we be alarmed? No. And I think Andy will reiterate that when we chat with him. In fact, it could also be a blessing in disguise for Scotty just to get down there, get acclimated, get his body ready, and now he's away from home and now he can kind of get settled in. And to me, if I'm one of the guys trying to win this thing, I'm a bit more concerned. I'd almost rather see Scotty getting tuckered out down the wire and then coming in a little exhausted rather than rested up, because I think he's actually going to start taking a page out of the book that Jack Nicklaus used to have, and that was get into town early to get yourself primed with all the research, all the data, that he would spend endless times playing golf with the assistants and the pros to get the inside on all of it. And he was the most prepared player for every major, and that's why he won so many. And I think Scotty's going to do the same here, and he's going to be dangerous next week.
What is it better to go in with a win into a major? Not that you ever want to miss a cut. These guys are they're never going to be happy. I like how you put it, though. It might almost everybody else in the field might be looking at it like, Scotty's going to come in here really pissed next week. Is it almost harder sometimes to win that tournament right before the major and then carry that momentum into one of the toughest challenges you're going to have all year on tour?
It can be for most. I think it's pretty overwhelming. I think you put a lot of self-induced pressure on yourself, and obviously the media is there to help pile on. I think it all comes down to you as an individual. I mean, if you truly have ice water in your veins and, you are a Tiger-esque like person, a Patrick Reed-ish, those are the kinds of guys that seem to be able to just shut out the noise. It is so hard to win and then go through all of the, post-event hoopla, the interviews, and then your life just changes so quickly, but yet you have to turn it right back onto the way it used to be. And I think for people that have done that in the past, they can do it. But for first-timers, it's awfully difficult.
So we're looking at the leaderboard here this morning, and the golf is underway. We're watching Hovland take a shot right now. Jordan Smith, is your leader with Tom Kim and Rory McIlroy. The three are all 9 under. Then you got Matthew Fitzpatrick and Minwoo Lee at 8 under. It's a good leaderboard. Like I said, Goddard, who's played well, is just a couple of strokes back. So is Robert McIntyre. So impressive leaderboard. Yurko actually played this course on his trip to Scotland with his buddies last year. He was telling me earlier in the week he played where they're playing the Genesis. I'm trying to find out what he shot.
Well, that's what I want to know, because
he doesn't text me back. Because what did he shoot?
Yeah, I want to know what he shot and which tees he played. Because
it's a good question.
The ultimate question is, what would he shoot from playing the actual real tees? But
I always love that when. And you see it more and more now with all the content that's out there with social media. I love these content creators go to these majors and they ask the players, what is a 15 handicap shoot? Their reactions are always priceless. Like, in these conditions, these tees, these stimp meters, I mean, you're going to shoot 1 billion on these courses, right? For most of us that just go out and hack it around on the weekend.
Oh, there's no doubt. And there were conditions that we saw at Shinnecock that I think there would be people that would actually just quit because they would be like, enough. I can't get it. I can't hold it on the green no matter what happens. And then I'm in this bunker and even if I get it out, I can't get it back on the green, so I quit. I think you would have people waving the white flag. But yeah, you just have no idea how good these guys really are.
Yeah.
I mean, you see it on TV, but it is so impressive to be next to them, to hear and feel the explosion of what they can do to a golf ball and the beauty of it at the same time. But the power and that effortless power is so cool to see. And I think anytime you see, a master of a certain craft at work, but some of what they do is so artistry. And when you put golf across the pond over here, you have to be more of an artist versus, a tactical guy, because these courses are built to, bring out the creativity, and it's not necessarily going to reward your bomb and gouger. And that's the beauty of what links golf provides. To the normal player, it looks like, wow, wide open. There's no trouble. Oh, there's plenty.
A lot of trouble.
It's all down on the ground.
You bring up a good point about watching golf live if you've ever experienced it, because I don't think it translates on TV, this, like you said, the sound.
Yes.
Like the sound it makes. Their drivers, their 5-irons. Like, it's just different than the sound most of us are used to. We're not hitting it square. Our clubs are different, unless you're a really, really good player. The sound of it. That's like, I think I saw my first ever live golf tournament. I was probably, 20-ish years old, and you notice it instantly.
Oh, yeah.
You're like, wait a minute. It's just a different, they're playing a different game. Mike.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, when it comes, and like you said, every master of his or her craft, it's going to be like that. You see any professional sport live, and I think you always go, oh my God. I mean, they're even better than I thought. But man, with golf, you really get an appreciation. They're playing a different game. We'll get to enjoy it here in Chicagoland this fall with the President's Cup at Medina, and that'll be great. We need more stops like that through town. I was ranting on that during everything that had happened at the U.S. Open, Mike. And I forgive me, I don't remember I think one of the Irish commentators who just went on Golf Channel the day after and blasted Long Island. Just absolutely eviscerated Long Island, the fans, the people there, what happens there. And he said, it's not New York. He goes, when we go to Wingfoot or when we go to Jersey, it's not like that. He goes, it's just this pocket. It's Bethpage, it's Shinnecock. He goes, they're just miserable. And the way and the way they treated Wyndham Clark, like, I don't want to relitigate that. I know it was the last major, but we need more golf here. I was ranting on that with Yurko. I was like, we need more stops here.
We do. And, really, if you take a look at what the PGA Tour is embarking on and the changes that they're going to make, it's interesting. You can look at it as, wow, this is going to be great and could be absolutely killer for a market like Chicago with this 2-track system. Chicago has been mentioned in many different press conferences with Brian Rolap and indicating where they want to take some of these events. And, Yeah, I think if he's as smart as we think he is, Chicago has to be a stop. It has to be. I mean, we've got the best fans, the best courses, and what I would also consider, and I've been coast to coast producing some of the highest major championships, and the sense of volunteerism in the Midwest is as strong as ever. But to try to get volunteers out on the West Coast and the East Coast, it's not as easy. The culture just isn't there. And so what Mr. McGinley was saying about the fans in Long Island, I can appreciate it. I spent 2 years at Wingfoot doing the 1997 PGA Championship, to which Davis Love won. And let me tell you, the folks in Westchester County could be considered some of the most knowledgeable golf fans, because you've got Westchester, you got Wingfoot. I mean, you have just an endless array. It's almost what their private offering and golf courses is about one of the only communities that I think rivals what we have here in Chicago. But we still dominate them from a public golf perspective. Our public golf is so far superior to anybody in almost any part of our country. I would put it up against anybody.
That's great.
But yes, Westchester County, great. But it's a whole different vibe when you go over on the LIE and you go east. It's different.
Unbelievable. When we come back, we talk a little bit more about the change, because you just kind of mentioned it there about the changes in the tour and what might happen here in these two tiers. So let's talk about that a little bit. We're going to keep you guys up to date on what's happening over at the Genesis as well. Got some stuff for next week that I want to throw at Mike about our last major here, how to bet it if you like, if any long shots, the hometown feel that a few of these guys are going to have. I mean, Tommy Fleetwood literally grew up like 4 kilometers away, right? I mean, like he literally grew up down the street, and what that does. We'll ask Andy about it too, like how much maybe more pressure, and is it finally time maybe for Fleetwood to break through? It's like he's always hanging around in these majors. He's always sort of hanging around, and could this be it? It'd be an amazing story. So we've got a bunch of fun stuff to talk with you guys about. This segment is brought to you in part by Fox Bend Golf Course. Again, we're going to go all the way till 10:30 today. Then it's White Sox Weekly. Big day for the White Sox. The draft is today. We're going to carry that coverage. We'll see who they end up picking first. Will it be Grady Emerson or will it be Rock Chalowski? We got more great golf to talk, though. I'm in for Tyler. It's Carmen in for Tyler. Coming right back with Mike. This is the CDGA Golf Show.
This is the CDGA Golf Show on ESPN 1100.3 HD2 and the ESPN Chicago app.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen. You can now listen to The Rich Eisen Show right here on the home of the Chicago Bears.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays noon to 2.
ESPN Chicago.
Come to Cog Hill Golf and Country Club and experience truly legendary golf. Since 1927, Cog Hill has been the mecca for public golf in the Midwest. In addition to Dub's Dread, ranked the #1 course you can play in Illinois by Golf Digest, Cog Hill offers 3 other beautiful 18-hole layouts with price points for all types of golfers. Visit their state-of-the-art practice facility with top tracer technology on 42 driving range bays. Plus, they have 2 golf shops, a new club fitting room, and beautiful clubhouse and reception area. They serve great food, too. Visit coghillgolf.com.
Hey, Chicagoland, play the best golf the western suburbs has to offer. Fox Bend Golf Course. Fox Bend is the proud host of the 2026 Chicago Adaptive Open. Book tee times at foxbendgolfcourse.com.
Experience the best golf on the North Shore. Head over to Glenview Park Golf Club. Book your tee time 24/7 at golfglenview.com or call 847-724-0250. golfglenview.com or 847-724-0250. Experience the best.
Need a mulligan in your current banking relationship? Tee it high and let it fly with Republic Bank of Chicago's business banking solutions. Driving Chicago business for more than 60 years. Republic Bank of Chicago. Banking beyond expectations.
Play golf in Elgin. Check out the Golf Elgin app and book a tee time at Bowes Creek Country Club or the Highlands of Elgin. Your outing could not be better than at the Highlands of Elgin. The Grumpy Goat Tavern is a great place to finish your golf get-together as well. Check them out at highlandsofelgin.com or grumpygoattavern.net.
Chicagoland's own Tour Edge Golf has launched their all-new Exotic Series drivers. They offer explosive distance driven by industry-leading MOI, guaranteeing more accuracy and confidence off the tee. Designed with full carbon construction and pyramid face technology to achieve maximum distance, power, and forgiveness. The low-spin Exotics LS, the ultra-forgiving Exotics Max, and the speed-inducing Exotics Light drivers deliver performance above all else. 3 distinct designs, 1 uncompromising exotic standard. Learn more about the Exotic Series at touredge.com.
Village Links of Glen Ellen provides a country club experience at a public golf facility in Glen Ellen. With a top-rated 27-hole complex that's proudly hosted 48 PGA Tour and USGA qualifying events, Village Links is considered one of the premier golf courses in the Chicago area, conveniently located near I-88 and 355. After your round, dine on the spectacular patio at Reserve 22 Restaurant Bar and Banquets, overlooking the pristine 18th green. Go to villagelinksgolf.com and get ready for a great round. See you at the links.
Golf with the Legends at Destination Geneva National in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. Enjoy 54 holes designed by Arnold Palmer, Gary Player, and Lee Trevino. Stay right on the course in luxurious suites, group cottages, or the newly renovated and reimagined Lakeview rooms at the Lodge. Between rounds, savor on-site dining at the Hunt Club Steakhouse, Crafted Italia, and Turf Kitchen and Tap. Or unwind at Paloma Cantina, overlooking the dance floor, the entertainment-style putting course. Visit DestinationGN.com for details on Wisconsin's closest multi-course golf resort to the greater Chicagoland area.
Break away to Kohler, just 2 hours north of Chicago, host of 6 majors and the Ryder Cup. Play 72 holes of championship golf at Whistling Straits and Black Wolf Run and the Baths, a 10-hole par 3. Experience the Kohler water spas and explore hundreds of acres of outdoors. 2026 and 2027 golf packages with 2 to 5 night accommodations are available to book now. Book early for best rates and availability. Call 855-718-3588 to reserve your custom stay today.
Save big money at Menards. Keep your lawn looking its best with Menards' premium 4-step fertilizer program. Each step is tailor-made for the time of the season. Apply Step 3 lawn food in mid to late summer for deep greening and feed your lawn for up to 8 weeks. Stop by our garden center and save big money on Menards' premium lawn food fertilizer. Plus, check out our weekly flyer for more great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
This is the CDGA Golf Show on ESPN 1100.3 HD2 and the ESPN Chicago app.
Welcome back inside the CDGA Golf Show every Saturday morning. Carmen DeFalco, Mike Gilligan. I'm just filling in for Tyler Aki. He'll be back next week. Andy North's going to join us in about 20 minutes. This portion of the show is brought to you in part by Golf Elgin. We talked about the Genesis happening over in Scotland. It's going to roll us right into golf's final major next week at Royal Birkdale on the west coast of England, and we'll talk more about golf's final major and the Open Championship in a little bit. Scotty Scheffler not playing this weekend. He gets an early start to get to Birkdale and get set for next week as he tries to defend his title. Changes in the PGA Tour. You know, you were talking about it as we hopefully get more pro golf here in Chicago, Mike, in the coming years. Like that was a lot when that was announced by the tour. I think it's going to take a while for golf fans to understand exactly how it's going to look. What did you think? I haven't spoken to you since it was all announced. What did you think about what they said, how they're going to structure it, and the changes that the tour is going to see in the coming years?
Well, to be honest with you, I'm very intrigued. I mean, I think from a business model, it makes a lot of sense on certain levels, but the biggest overarching concern that I have is that I hope Brian Rolep understands that the PGA Tour, as big and as popular as it may be on its own merit, in relationship to the other tours in golf in general, it doesn't even hold a candle to what the NFL is. And so I just hope that they understand that by going to this 2-track system that's, you know, somewhat popular in what we call football or what we call World Cup soccer now, right? And because of the worldwide, you know, acclaim and admiration for the sport of soccer, I think relegation and all that works.
Right.
I just get very concerned in an individual sport, not a team sport, an individual one, where you're putting a 2-track system in place. Because honestly, if I give you, you know, a B-rated tour, you just look at the gallery. There's nobody that goes to these. And I think we're seeing it literally today. I'm going to be interested when I turn on the TV this afternoon to watch that ISCO championship in Hurstbourne, Kentucky. My aunt and uncle live literally a handful of blocks down the street, and I text them while I turned it on Thursday. This is radio research. Are you even aware this is going on?
Happening?
That it's going on? And do you know anyone that actually purchase tickets, not part of a hospitality package,
Right.
and not given. I mean, put hardcore cash down, bought said ticket, and goes to the event. Because literally there was like 50 people that I could see there. And it was sad because there was a nice build out. Now, maybe this weekend it's going to change, you know, with the weekend and people off work. And so the gallery will be hopefully a lot better. But from the indications I got in the feedback that they were really scrambling around to try to get volunteers.
Really?
And, yeah. And so that's the concern that I have for the second track. And you're going to be asking certain sponsors, you know, to still pony up money, but are you going to get the same bang for your buck? Now, maybe they don't charge you as much, but still, are you getting the same impact that you had when you were spending more and getting more? And I think the whole recalibration is going to be troubling across all sectors, even for the players. I mean, they're talking about a $20 or $18 million purse and then a $4 million purse for the second tier. So how excited are you about relegation, you know? And I get it, the need to perform and play and all that, but all it takes is a nagging little hand injury, and the next thing you know, you're sliding down. And you could be a big name. There's a lot of questions I have about it. It's going to be truly an interesting way to reformat things. But for us, as far as a community, oh my gosh, I'm so excited because we deserve the best to be here and the best to be on stage. And I think we know how to host events. We always have as a community in a city. I just think we deserve a big-time event in the PGA Tour schedule. If Brian Rolap truly wants to take the PGA Tour to a big level, he's got to bring all the big markets and cities with him. So I look at this as very favorable for fans who want to see great golf in Chicago. I'm very concerned about the long term about it in terms of the eyes of the players and sponsors and so forth.
Golf's in a good place, it feels like. Ratings have been good.
Yes.
Right? I mean, like, ratings have been real good. I think the majors have done very well. Does it need this right now? I guess.
That's the question. And I mean, is it really broken that we need to do this?
I don't know that it is.
Yeah, and me either. I think personally, you do need to recalibrate and adjust the schedule, but I don't know that you truly need this track system. I don't. But because again, we're not digressing. The numbers aren't going down. They're going up. So I think it's tweaking. It's not necessarily a complete overhaul. I just caution you do the overhaul, you knock the building down. You know, it's like the haircut. If I cut this off, I can't necessarily put it back. So that's where it's just how much of the genie are you going to let out of the bottle?
That's a good question. If anybody wants to ring us up this morning, too, to talk about anything that's happening, 312-332-3776 is the phone number. A lot of people probably out getting ready to golf right now. Beautiful day for it. Beautiful day for it. I finally got like a couple of rounds in here in the last few weeks. It was nice. Played last weekend up in Lake Geneva at Geneva National.
Which course?
We played Player last week. You know, and they got, thank you. Let's get a little applause.
It was nice there.
Played with my son, my dad, my brothers, my nephews. We had a couple of foursomes, so it was really nice. They had, the storm came through last Friday up there, and boy, the tree damage was extensive. I mean, all over town on the golf courses. They did a remarkable job, Mike, of getting it. We really didn't think we were going to be able to play on Saturday after what had happened. And the tree damage on the property, but man, they did a heck of a job. I mean, they worked hard to really get it cleaned up. They got as much off, got everything cleared from the cart path so people could use it. But even that, you couldn't help but notice off the fairways and everywhere just how extensive the tree damage was.
Well, and you bring up an excellent point. We have had, from an agronomy perspective, probably one of the most challenging seasons to date. If you ask any of these superintendents, they're looking like it's already October and they're spent. Yeah, they are. And they have had to do a lot of above and beyond the call of duty in a very short time, multiple times over with these storms. And then when you get the humidity that we're receiving, the biggest concern, especially for the private country clubs around here, because of the type of grass that they use, it's the finest grasses that you can for sure, but it's also the type of grass that can be, invaded quite quickly with disease or otherwise. And when the humidity gets to this level and there's no wind, we are now open for what they call Pythium. And Pythium will destroy a golf course in literally 24 hours.
Really?
Yeah, and a lot of the top clubs will have an emergency batch of chemical should this happen, and they will clear the golf course immediately. And we actually had to do that at Wingfoot before the PGA. Wow. It was coming, and they came out in white suits, and they cleared the entire golf course in the middle of a Thursday at 1 o'clock and said, we have got to get out there because that's why you see those giant fans that oscillate near a green, is to help create that air movement so the bacteria can't settle in. And that's what this really hot, sticky, humid with no wind is a perfect, breeding ground for issues and problems that you'll look at your golf course in August, go, whoa, what happened?
I feel like the last 2 summers, the groundskeepers around Chicago have had to work overtime. I mean, with the heat and the humidity last year.
Even droughts, too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's funny. I was telling you before the show, I'm heading down to the southeast, and I made a couple of connections down there, and what they're reporting to me is not only the heat, but the drought. The one golf professional at the Dunes Club says, you're going to absolutely enjoy hitting driver down here. You're going to get 25 to 40 yards of additional roll, not the roll.
Right,
it's what
like
your
additional
typical roll. Then it will roll that much more. So they're down, and so it's the United States is going through a bizarre weather pattern right now. And I was just out at the Adaptive Open in Washington, and the amount of rain that they're getting, thank God I got out of there Wednesday night because they got 8 inches over Wednesday night into Thursday. And it was all that rain that we had. It went over there and just hovered with the Atlantic Ocean holding it.
Unbelievable.
So, it's just, so thank your superintendent. I think is really the moral of this story.
That's right. They work hard.
They're having a tough year.
This portion of the show brought to you in part by Tullymore. We're going to take another break. When we come back, Andy North will join us. We'll talk about the Scottish Open. We'll talk about the Open Championship next week. He's got a new app that he's going to talk about. Mike will get into that with him. So don't go anywhere. We are coming right back. I'm Carmen DeFalco in for Tyler. This is the CDGA Golf Show. We'll be right back.
This is the CDGA Golf Show on ESPN 1100.3 HD2 and the ESPN Chicago app.
Make the move to Republic Bank of Chicago. Avoid the hazards of subpar banking with our business checking accounts, each uniquely designed to get your business up and down. Republic Bank of Chicago. Banking beyond expectations.
Summer is heating up as golf's future stars return to the Glen Club for the Evans Scholars Invitational, July 23rd through 26th. See who will follow in the footsteps of past champions like Scotty Scheffler and Cameron Young on their way to PGA Tour stardom. Thanks to BCU, your community credit union, admission is free. Want more access? Upgrade your experience with access to the lemonade stand presented by Mike's Hard Lemonade or Corona Cabanas. Who's next? Find out this July at the Glen Club. Visit esinvitational.com to claim your tickets and learn more.
Golfers, go north to Wisconsin and experience the Club at Lac La Belle, voted a top 10 most fun golf course in the country by Golf Digest. The Club at Lac La Belle is now accepting tee times. Take advantage of same-day replay rates. The Club at Lac La Belle is at the heart of the Wisconsin Golf Trail, featuring a majestic, redesigned course and beautiful clubhouse. Schedule your tee time now at theclubatlaclabelle.com. A historic past meets a vibrant future. Go to theclubatlaclabelle.com to start your journey.
Injured after hours? Don't wait. The all-new IBJI Access app gives you immediate orthopedic help wherever you are, whenever you need it. With just a few quick steps, you can chat directly with an IBJI clinician. Tell us what happened, and our clinical team will review your information and respond as soon as possible. It's fast, it's easy, and it's for new and existing patients. Download the IBJI Access app today. Just search IBJI in the App Store.
Hey, Chicagoland, want to experience the best golf on the North Shore? Head over to Glenview Park Golf Club to enjoy superior golf course conditions, a challenging layout, and superior service. Conveniently located and easy to get to, Glenview Park is in the heart of Glenview. Book your tee time 24/7 at golfglenview.com or call 847-724-0250. Golfglenview.com or 847-724-0250. Experience the best.
Elevate your game and help open the game to others. With a CDGA membership, you become better through golf. As a member, you'll receive an official USGA handicap index to validate your game, plus exclusive member perks, special competitions, unforgettable excursions, and insider communications. Your membership can quickly pay for itself. Memberships fuel CDGA's Sunshine programs, expanding access to the game and ensuring it thrives for generations to come. Learn more about membership at cdga.org. Play golf in Elgin. Check out the Golf Elgin app and book a tee time at the Highlands of Elgin or Bowes Creek Country Club. Enjoy exceptional playing conditions and afterward, perhaps a savory pork chop at the Grumpy Goat Tavern. A great place to continue your day of play. Check us out at highlandsofelgin.com or grumpygoattavern.net.
Chicagoland's own Tour Edge Golf introduces the all-new Exotics Iron lineup. Precision built for every player type and every scoring situation. The Exotics MB is a true muscle back, delivering ultimate shot control and a pure forged feel preferred by elite ball strikers. The Exotics CB blends a classic forged feel with modern forgiveness and consistent distance control. The Exotics Max delivers explosive distance with high MOI stability and effortless launch. 3 distinct iron designs, delivering performance above all else. Learn more about the new Exotics series at touredge.com.
Hey Chicagoland, it's time to tee up your next golf adventure with a trip to Tullymore Golf Resort, featuring 36 championship holes at 2 5-star rated golf courses. Spend more time on the course and less time in the car. Tullymore is just a quick 3.5-hour drive from the city. Enjoy an up-north golf experience without the drive at Tullymore Golf Resort. Experience a Michigan masterpiece. Start your trip with just a click at tullymoregolf.com. That's tullymoregolf.com.
This is the CDGA Golf Show on ESPN 1100.3 HD2 and the ESPN Chicago app.
This segment is brought to you in part by Tour Edge. Happy Saturday morning, everybody. It is the CDGA Golf Show alongside Mike Gilligan. I'm Carmen DeFalco, sitting in for Tyler Aki this week. Tyler will be back with you guys and back with Mike next Saturday. Out to the Yuengling guest hotline to say hi to one of my favorites. We've talked to Andy North a million times over the years. I thought I knew a thing or two about Andy. I knew he's from Wisconsin. I knew he's won 2 major championships.
2 majors.
I didn't know, as Mike just informed me, that he won a CDGA event in 1967.
Yeah, the CDGA Junior Championship, and I know it's among his biggest, prize possessions.
Andy, I was not aware of this. Not bad, that 67 title.
The Crystal Lake Country Club 100 years ago. It was a beautiful place. Yeah.
100 years ago. That's right. Good to talk to you, buddy. How are you, Andy?
Doing great. Thank you. Appreciate it. Your guys' summer going exceptionally well, I presume?
It is, right?
Yeah, it really is. We've been having one heck of a year of weather, Andy. We were just chatting about how the superintendents need a little pat on the back these days. They've been going through quite a season, but aside from that, we've been able to get events in, and so yeah, we're finally going to have a day today. I think people can go out and actually enjoy it and leave the umbrellas in the car. So yeah, all's good. How about you?
Well, I'm doing fine. Busy. I was at the Senior Open a week ago. That went very, very well. It was in Columbus. It's only 100 degrees every day. Yeah. So yeah, it was good. So busy's good. I wouldn't know what to do if I was sitting around doing nothing.
Right,
so
yeah.
I guess that's good.
Scottish Open's going on. We were talking early in the show about Scheffler missing the cut. Better, worse? What do you think as he goes to defend his title? These guys never like missing cuts, obviously.
No.
You never like losing. But what do you think his mindset's going to be going into next week at Royal Birkdale, Andy?
Well, maybe this is going to be good for him. He's had this run where it's been unbelievable how well he's played, and yet he hasn't been able to pull off a win for whatever reason. Other guys doing good things. I mean, he's had a fantastic year. The fact that first cut he's missed in almost 4 years, and he was about halfway to Tiger's
I know.
mark.
Unbelievable.
Isn't that something?
Unbelievable.
Tiger didn't miss a cut for 8 years.
That's crazy.
That's so crazy. And Scotty had 32 consecutive top 25 finishes before this.
Wow.
Which, a top 25 finish is a good week on tour. We've taken it for granted, his greatness. So, maybe a day off and re-energize a little bit and get up to Birkdale early and, maybe play a little bit more around there. Who knows? It might be good for him.
So, Andy, when you and Scotty look at Royal Birkdale and the Open Championship next week, what's the single most important trait that a player is going to need to win there? I mean, is it going to be more about creativity, patience, ball flight, or simply just avoiding mistakes when the conditions can get a little ridiculous?
I think that the biggest thing there is if you can drive your ball well there, it really sets you up. There's some par fives you can reach into, 17th hole being an example. If we remember back, Padraig Harrington, I was actually with him calling the shot, hit this 5-wood to about 3 feet to win his Open Championship. Was that the last time we were there? No.
Spieth won the last time in 17.
Spieth,
yep. Right. If you go back to look at him, the putts he made there coming down the stretch, it's just a good golf course. It's a little quirky, as they all are over there. A couple of driving holes. The very first hole was a brutal starting drive to put it in play there. But all in all, it's a fun golf course. And, looking at, Scotty missing the cut this last week, there are a lot of big-name guys that missed the cut, unusually so. So it'll be interesting to see how everybody bounces back and get organized. But it's, next week's a totally different week.
Andy, no Englishman has won the Open since Faldo in '92, and you got a couple of guys this week. Mike and I were talking earlier. Tommy Fleetwood literally grew up down the road. I mean, it's not even like 5 kilometers away. Matthew Fitzpatrick grew up a couple hours away. I mean, these are guys that are going to be in the top 10 or dozen players in the odds. Like, what kind of added pressure, if any, goes into that when they're playing close to home, when they're trying to accomplish this, win tournaments that they haven't won before? How do they just sort of manage all that going into the week?
I think that if you look at the history of guys playing at home, it seems like they either play great and have a chance to win, or they're not even close. And that could be explained by there's every friend, your mailman, your milkman, your wet cleaner, everybody needs a ticket. Everybody wants to see you play. So it can, if you don't handle that part of it well, it can be a very distracting week. But if you can get focused in and do what you normally do and not feel like it's at home and get out there and play, and then all of a sudden have all those home fans be on your back the whole way, that's a big deal. So I like both of those guys this week or next week. I think Fleetwood is an amazing player, great ball striker. He plays well all the time in big events.
Yeah.
And Matthews had an incredible year, not only for himself, but what he did changing his brother's life when they won the team together. And then his brother's done exceptionally well since then. So it'll be an interesting week. It all depends on weather. We've seen Birkdale in nice conditions where it's not a very hard golf course, but then the wind starts blowing and it gets a little crazy and it can get really brutal. So keeping your ball in the right places on that golf course off the tee really sets it up.
Andy, duly noted on the tips for the winners, because I have them both selected in my CDGA fantasy.
Nice.
So, I'm glad he
I like it. I like them both, too.
Yeah, I do, too. Andy, as far as, like, Royal Birkdale, and I think for a lot of average golf fans, they're going to be seeing, links golf for that first time. And what is it about the links golf, and specifically Royal Birkdale, that will kind of be different than other majors? Because I think TV does not do undulation any justice, whether you're talking at Augusta or otherwise. And from your perspective, Royal Birkdale, those green complexes are pretty unique, aren't they?
Yeah, they're pretty cool. I mean, there's some that are fairly flat. I mean, there's 4 or 5 holes where the greens are literally just laid out flat on the ground. There's not much around them. A lot of the mounding and stuff is on the back edges and both sides, so that there's certain places the ball actually comes back off of some of these ridges and mounds and gets better. But then there's some other ones where they're perched up in the air. And those are the ones that really become a problem over there, because when the wind starts blowing, it's harder to bounce the ball in, harder to keep it low. But all in all, it's just, it's a solid golf course. And remember, Spieth winning it by hitting it in the driving range.
He did.
And made, some crazy score, and then made 3 40-footers after that to win. I mean, he putted so well back in that period of time that can't really be duplicated. But it's a good, solid golf course that the conditions over there really dictate what the score is going to be. I mean, you could have a day there where a good round of golf is 63 or 4, or it's 70, just based on what the wind's doing.
Whether it's a weekend like this with the Scottish Open or the British Open, the Open Championship in England next week, whether it's, I know they moved it to Ireland here a little bit. When you're talking about like the birthplace of golf, what are those galleries like? What are the fans like? If you were going to maybe compare and contrast like a couple of the biggest differences between the way it is navigating the course as a player here in the States in a big tournament versus over there for Open Championship weekend.
Well, I think their fans, particularly at their Open Championship, are so knowledgeable. It's really funny when you're there or you're watching on TV. A guy hits a shot 40 feet from a hole and gets a pretty good loud ovation because they understand that was the right place to play from a hole. And there are times guys hit it close, they don't even clap because they know it's a mistake.
Oh.
That's cool.
It is.
And I think that's really one of the coolest things about that championship is that they are so knowledgeable and so understand that they appreciate you playing the proper shot and hitting the right shot at the right time.
So, Andy, as we look to putting a couple of shingles or pounds down at the local William Tell, outside of the usual, the Scotties, Rorys, who's somebody maybe outside the top 10 that's looking really good into form from your perspective?
Well, it's hard to say, what Goddard has done this year. He's now moved himself into a top 10, but that's not a name people paying attention. I mean, he's won 3 tournaments this year.
Yeah,
he's won 4 in the last 12 months. This guy is quietly going along to being close to being the player of the year. If he were to win the Open Championship, he'd probably be the player of the year, and no one even knows anything about him. And he's got terrific length. If he were to have a good driving week at the Open, who knows? He could win very easily. I think the interesting guys are that Rahm's playing at the Scottish this week, so he'll have 2, kind of like regular tour events back to back, which I think will speak well for him next week. I wouldn't be a bit surprised if he has a great chance to win next week. And I think one of the guys I'm really interested to see, Bryson. What the heck's going on with him?
Yeah.
He's won a bunch of stuff this year, and he's played poorly in all the majors. And usually, of all those live guys, he was the guy that always played well in the majors. And he's had really a weird year that way. I think he's got some distractions going on. I know early in the year he was in the midst of trying to renegotiate a huge deal with Liv. And, now it looks like Liv might actually go away.
Yeah.
So I think it puts some of these guys in a weird place that, trying to figure out what they're going to be doing next year. But it'll be interesting to see if he can get his game back to where we expect it.
I would totally agree there. And I think after the cut next week, there's going to be a handful of people that are going to walk away wondering what would have happened had I had the Northway app in my bag.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
So, Andy, I know you're launching the Northway app, and what was the idea behind it, and what do you want it to do for golf fans specifically?
Well, thanks. As we all know, there's a million apps out there, and everybody's trying to build something to make something easier, make something more fun. We thought we could do something totally different in the golf app arena. So, as you know, Mike, we've been working on it now for about 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
There's been some peaks and valleys. It's finally nice to get it to the point where we really think it's ready to launch. But we're doing it to hopefully make golf more fun for the guy that plays every weekend. And I say guy. It's man, woman, kid, grandmother, whoever it happens to be. It's voice activated. It's my voice answering your questions. You can ask just a question, or you can switch it to a conversation mode and have a conversation like you're sitting there with me talking about golf or talking about something else. It does all the same things that a lot of these things do: yardage, slope, wind direction, temperature, all that kind of stuff. But it's the coolest thing is that, you know, you can just talk your way around. You're not having to punch things in. Everything you can do is by talking, and it's having the greatest caddy you've ever had, you know, as far as club selection and distances and that sort of thing. And then there's something that we've come up with over the last month or two that we think is a game changer, and that is putt reading.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where you can now, you identify where the hole is on the green, you identify where your ball is, and the app will basically tell you if it's uphill, downhill, breaking right to left, left to right, whatever. So you might work it and say, hey, how's this putt break? And it's, hey, Mike, you've got 29 feet. It's 1 degree downhill, and it's going to break 16 inches from your right to left.
That's amazing.
It is. And you know what? I actually used it and saw it. And we used it out at Cog Hill and at Fox Bend. And there were putts that we could have sworn went to the left. Andy said it goes to the right, and we would roll it. Andy was right. I mean, it was crazy.
That's kind of cool technology,
but it is.
guys.
I mean, it was weird. When you're standing there and Andy's telling you, you have 123 and you've got wind into your face, and then he gives you the suggestion of where to put the ball up on the green based on what you know you're going to be facing there. So he thinks all this stuff up for you. For you, Carmen.
I mean, that's that is very cool.
Like Carmen needs that.
I believe me, I need a lot of help. I am downloading this app. I mean, I need as much help as I can get, and I love that it's Andy's voice. Wait, I mean, do you even like give, like, let's say you said it's voice activated to Andy. Like, if I said, "Oh, Andy, the ball's, 2 feet below my feet," like, what, can you give little pointers and tips even on something like that? If you were to say, "Hey, Ant, this it's a weird lie. Ball's well below my feet. What do I need to do?" Yeah. Wow. You can get that kind of advice. Awesome. Obviously, we've got it hooked in with the USGA so that you can put your scores right into your GIN app from there. Awesome. We can switch some things on and off based if you're playing in tournaments, and the USGA wouldn't allow you to get advice, swing advice kind of stuff. So we think we've got it pretty much where we want to. Obviously, as it gets going, we'll find glitches that need to be fixed, and we'll probably add some more things. But and it's got all the, a club can use it for tournaments. It can create scoreboards. It can let you know what your buddies are doing, in an event, that kind of stuff. So we're really excited about it. Mike knows we've been digging around with this now for quite a while, but it's finally gotten to the point where we're comfortable releasing it. So it should be fun.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you the other thing that Andy didn't mention in the benefit, and I'm thinking of you, Carm, with your son who's, 14, 15?
14, yeah.
So you can get him this app. He can go to the practice range, short game area, and ask Andy, how do I hit a fade? How do I hit a cut? How do I hit a punch shot? How do I hit a lob shot? Yeah. And Andy's going to walk him through it. So he's like a personal teacher, a caddy, but then you're in the bar and you got to settle this, who finished second in the 1933 U.S. Open? Andy's going to tell you.
Very cool.
So,
and
it's just fantastic.
I love it. It's great. It's like you said, you set out to do something different. That sounds great, Andy. So anybody, you can download it right in the App Store?
It will be out right now. We're in like beta testing.
Okay.
So, like what Mike has, we appreciate everybody who's been out there using it, trying to figure it out, and it will be in the App Store very, very soon.
Awesome.
Yeah, and
that's
CDGA
great.
members are going to get a special opportunity to preview it and use it, but that announcement will be coming in very short order.
That is great. Andy, thanks for the time as always, buddy. It's good catching up. Good luck with the app. Enjoy next weekend too, okay?
Well, thanks, guys. Appreciate it, and enjoy the weekend, and have a great summer.
You too,
Likewise, buddy.
We'll talk to you. There's Andy North. Love Andy. Had,
best.
over the years, he's always been gracious to us. All the years he's been such a prominent figure in ESPN's golf coverage, and we've talked to Andy a million times over the years. Great to catch up, and I love the sound of that app. I mean, I didn't really know anything about it until Mike's brought it up before the show. We said we're going to have Andy on. He's got this new app. It's going to be cool. That sounds wicked fun. That's really good. So.
And to his point, peaks and valleys. And, I've never really been through the whole, arduous process of creating an app.
Yeah.
And there were a few times I thought, it's probably not going to happen. But then all of a sudden it comes back. And once they got this other guy who I guess wrote some of the most amazing code for the most popular games that are out there currently that kids are playing. This guy came on and helped finish it and get it across the finish line and put some of the best little features in it that we're just scratching the surface of what this thing can do.
Very cool. This segment brought to you in part by Geneva National. We got to take a quick break. We're coming right back. It's the CDGA Golf Show on ESPN Chicago.
This is the CDGA Golf Show on ESPN 1100.3 HD2 and the ESPN Chicago app.
When Cap and Jay Hood are over, the fun continues.
Tell your friends and enemies.
It's the Carmen and Yurko Show.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on the home of the Bears.
ESPN Chicago on AM, on app, on YouTube.
Presented by Advantage Dealer Group.
Play their gear, dress the part, and shop like the pros at the PGA Tour Superstore. Now's the time to upgrade your game with new apparel and footwear to keep you looking fresh, and the hottest clubs from all your favorite brands. Plus, dial in your game with the latest technology like rangefinders and launch monitors. Shop with the pros at any of our 5 Chicagoland locations: Downers Grove, Schaumburg, Orland Park, Vernon Hills, and Lincoln Park.
Village Links of Glen Ellen provides a country club experience at a public golf facility in Glen Ellen. With a top-rated 27-hole complex that's proudly hosted 48 PGA Tour and USGA qualifying events, Village Links is considered one of the premier golf courses in the Chicago area, conveniently located near I-88 and 355. After your round, dine on the spectacular patio at Reserve 22 Restaurant Bar and Banquets, overlooking the pristine 18th green. Go to villagelinksgolf.com and get ready for a great round. See you at the links.
Tour Edge Golf introduces the all-new Exotic Series drivers, built with full carbon construction and pyramid face technology. The low-spin Exotics LS, ultra-forgiving Exotics Max, and the speed-boosting Exotics Lite deliver performance above all else. Learn more at touredge.com.
Check out the new clubhouse at Wing Park Golf Course in Elgin. Brand new this summer with new Chip Shots Whiskey Bar ready to serve food and drink. It is a great place to eat, play, and repeat. Check it out at wingparkgolf.com. Fox Bend Golf Course, the gem of the western suburbs. Voted a 5-star course by Chicagoland Golf Magazine. Come to Oswegoland, only 45 minutes from downtown, and play some of the most superb green complexes in the area. All skill levels are welcome to play this 6,900-yard par 72 course. Fox Bend Golf Course has hosted 3 Illinois Open championships, and this year they will host the 2026 Chicago Adaptive Open. Book a tee time today at foxbendgolfcourse.com.
Experience the best golf on the North Shore. Head over to Glenview Park Golf Club. Book your tee time 24/7 at golfglenview.com or call 847-724-0250. golfglenview.com or 847-724-0250. Experience the best.
With Republic Bank of Chicago, you don't have to scramble to keep your business growing. Our commercial lending options will move your business from tee to green every time. Republic Bank of Chicago, banking beyond expectations.
Come to Cog Hill Golf and Country Club and experience truly legendary golf. Since 1927, Cog Hill has been the mecca for public golf in the Midwest. In addition to Dub's Dread, ranked the #1 course you can play in Illinois by Golf Digest, Cog Hill offers 3 other beautiful 18-hole layouts with price points for all types of golfers. Visit their state-of-the-art practice facility with top tracer technology on 42 driving range bays. Plus, they have 2 golf shops, a new club fitting room, and beautiful clubhouse and reception area. They serve great food, too. Visit coghillgolf.com.
Experience top courses managed by Kemper Sports. From North Shore classics like the Glen Club, Deer Path, and Winnetka, west suburban favorites like Bolingbrook, Cantini, and Village Greens of Woodridge, and Southside gems like Harborside International. Kemper Sports offers something for everyone with impeccable course conditions and top-notch hospitality for over 45 years. Kemper Sports creates lasting memories. Did you know Kemper Sports was also recently awarded as a top places to work by Cranes Chicago? Visit KemperSports.com or follow Kemper Sports on social media.
Open the door to big savings when you shop at Menards. Mastercraft has been making high-quality doors for more than 50 years. From a modern front door to traditional interior doors. Design your door your way with our free step-by-step design program. And get your new door in 7 days or less. Save big money on Mastercraft doors. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
This is the CDGA Golf Show on ESPN 1100.3 HD2 and the ESPN Chicago app.
It's the CDGA Golf Show. Carmen DeFalco sitting in for Tyler. Mike Gilligan alongside, as always, every Saturday morning here on ESPN Chicago. This segment brought to you by Cog Hill Golf and Country Club. Love that place. Love Doug's.
Oh, gosh, yes.
Love it all. My son went with some buddies recently. They played course number 1. They had a good time. Always great, the Jemsick family being out at Cog Hill. Coming up here after 10, we're going to talk about who we like, who's hot, who's not, getting ready for next week's Open Championship. Rory and Tom Kim and Smith are tied at 9 under atop the leaderboard over at the Genesis Scottish Open. Matthew Fitzpatrick just a shot back. J.J. Spawn's a few back. He's on the course now. The leaders go off in just a little bit. We were talking to Andy North, and he had mentioned, while it's a good leaderboard, there were some big names that missed the cut. None bigger than Scotty, obviously.
Oh, well, yeah,
Oberg missed the cut, right? Brooks Koepka missed the cut. So there were some big guys that did miss this weekend.
Yeah, and again, if you really want to see a perfect example of somebody that played terribly but then turned it right around and took advantage of that break, you just have to look to Lucas Glover. Lucas Glover finished, I think, almost dead last week, and he just flipped it. And that's the beauty about the game of golf. I think sometimes, like in baseball, guys get into what they call these slumps and whatnot. And, I think some of that is almost more mental than it is actually a physical thing. The amazing thing about golf is one little tweak can just reset everything. So it's not like, oh, I've got to spend 2 weeks in this mode now because I got to be in my, June slump of golf. No. It's like you can go see the mechanic right up at the practice range, your coach. He tweaks one little thing and it resets kind of everything. Or that fix also fixed 2 other things, and now you're back into what is the normal Carmen swing.
Right, yeah.
And that's why golf is so fickle. It's a game and a sport that we really never own, but we rent it.
Right.
It comes and goes.
Yeah, it really does.
And
right?
it does for these guys.
Even the best of the best.
Is the same way.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it does happen.
First time in almost 4 years, Scotty missed the cut. We'll see what that does for next weekend.
But Andy said he was just barely halfway to Tiger's record. And you also got to remember, some of Scotty's counts are coming from no-cut events. Tiger didn't have such a thing.
Ah, wow.
So that makes it even more impressive.
8 years Tiger went without missing a cut. It's impossible.
I know.
You don't have one bad weekend. It's impossible.
I mean, think about how your body feels week after week for a durance of 8 years that you didn't wake up one day going, it's just, I'm not feeling it
it's
today.
a remarkable feat. I mean, it really is. Nelly Korda missed the cut this week, too. It's how hard golf can be. Yeah, 34.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to give you some of our best bets and pick Mike's brain here about who's hot, who's not, and who's got a really good chance next week at the Open Championship, as they'll be playing at Royal Birkdale. Last time I was there was 2017, and Jordan Spieth was your winner. 312-332-3776. If you guys want to jump in with us, we got 30 more minutes to go, and then White Sox Weekly is going to be on the air as they get ready for the draft later today, and then Game 2 against the A's on the south side a little bit later on. It's the CDGA Golf Show. We're back in 2 minutes.
More golf ahead. The CDGA Golf Show on ESPN 1000. Presented by Glenview Park Golf Club.
Hey, Chicagoland, it's time to tee up your next golf adventure with a trip to Tullymore Golf Resort, featuring 36 championship holes at 2 5-star rated golf courses. Spend more time on the course and less time in the car. Tullymore is just a quick 3.5-hour drive from the city. Enjoy an up-north golf experience without the drive at Tullymore Golf Resort. Experience a Michigan masterpiece. Start your trip with just a click at TullymoreGolf.com. That's TullymoreGolf.com.
Break away to Kohler, just 2 hours north of Chicago, host of 6 majors and the Ryder Cup. Play 72 holes of championship golf at Whistling Straits and Black Wolf Run and the Baths, a 10-hole par 3. Experience the Kohler water spas and explore hundreds of acres of outdoors. 2026 and 2027 golf packages with 2 to 5 night accommodations are available to book now. Book early for best rates and availability. Call 855-718-3588 to reserve your custom stay today.
As a proud CDGA member club with a diverse collection of holes built around a stone quarry, the Highlands of Elgin is a premier destination with awesome vistas. The Highlands of Elgin will be host of the CDGA Scramble Qualifier Monday, August 10th. Visit highlandsofelgin.com.
Like a good caddy, the Treasury Management team at Republic Bank of Chicago is ready to carry the load and provide the advice and solutions your business needs to succeed. Republic Bank of Chicago, banking beyond expectations.
Experience the best golf on the North Shore. Head over to Glenview Park Golf Club. Book your tee time 24/7 at golfglenview.com or call 847-724-0250. golfglenview.com or 847-724-0250. Experience the best.
Fox Bend Golf Course is a proud CDGA member club. Fox Bend offers country club conditions at public club prices. Fox Bend is just 45 minutes from downtown. Check out the best kept secret in the western suburbs. Visit foxbendgolfcourse.com.
This is ESPN Chicago, WNVP, WTBC, HD2 Chicago, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Hope everyone's having a great Saturday morning. It's the CDGA Golf Show. This segment's brought to you in part by Republic Bank. Carmen DeFalco alongside Mike Gilligan. Tyler's back with you guys next week. We got 30 more minutes, a little early off today as well. We'll bring you White Sox Weekly with Midway Jeff Meller. Scottish Open's going on now. Open Championship from Royal Birkdale next week. So this will be, did you say this will be the 11th time they play the Open at Royal Birkdale? One of the most famous ones in England.
Yeah, and for those who don't know a lot about Royal Birkdale, this golf course has played a big role in a lot of the major championships, Open championships, but it's also hosted 2 Ryder Cups, but 10 Opens. So it is on that rotation, if you will. But when you look at the list of winners, it's like the who's who in golf. I mean, from Mark O'Meara, Padraig Harrington, Ian Baker Finch, Tom Watson, Johnny Miller, Lee Trevino, Arnold Palmer, Jordan Spieth, and Peter Thompson winning it twice. So
that is a who's who.
Yeah, I mean, you're not getting your one-hit wonders off this golf course. This has the proven track record of producing quality champions, and I'm sure next week will be no different. But as I mentioned, 65 and in 1969, it hosted the Ryder Cup matches, which back then the United States, we dominated back in those days. And in 1969, Jack Nicklaus and
was it Tony Jacklin?
Tony Jacklin, yes. Tony were at 18, and the score was at such, they were the final match, and Tony had a putt. Some will estimate it was 3 feet, but I think it was closer to like 5. And Jack gave it to him. Didn't make him putt it because the United States had already had the Ryder Cup. So a tie ensured they would retain it.
Right, you retained.
But his teammates, Jack's that is, were so upset with him that they gave it to him because they wanted to win it outright. But I think Jack reminded us at that moment what the game of golf is all about. He didn't have it in his heart to watch him miss that putt in front of his countrymen. And he thought that the 16-16 tie was the best way to end it. And I couldn't agree more. And I'm sure you'll hear more about it as we go into the Open week. But I think that, again, goes along with how Jack became such a legacy and such a great example for what a true major champion is all about.
Wow. All right. What was the purse you said in the first one? It was like 1954 or something?
Yeah, 1954. The
first time Birkdale hosted the Open?
Yeah, the champion took home 750 pounds, which translates out to $1,005 in American dollars. So times have certainly changed. The game, as we mentioned earlier, is growing. So Jordan Spieth, when it was last played there, when he won, he took home a paltry $1.4 million. And last year, the winner took home $3.1 million. And so the purse is going to be announced this week at Royal Birkdale. And it's going to be probably in and around that $20 million total purse. It was 17 last year. So golf is in a great place.
I mean, right? What does that tell you?
I know.
And look, I do think some of that is, it's got to be some of the live effect, right? Whether we like it or not. I mean, there's no question. That's Spieth won it in 2017. That's less than a decade, Mike. That or about a decade. You know that you're looking at a purse that goes from a winner's share of 1.4 million to Scotty taking home 3.1 last year. That's incredible.
Right. And for that Open, that was 4 or 3 point. The others, I think the Open and the Masters were paying out closer to 4. So I'll be interested to see what the winner gets this year going around, because obviously the majors kind of have to keep up with each other in the price of poker. And traditionally the Open is always the fourth in the way that they pay out, but it's also one of perhaps the most prestigious to win.
So Rory's been great, and he's a back-to-back Masters champ. Looking, he's playing great golf still at his age. He hasn't won this event since 2014.
Correct.
Been a while. He's second in the odds. Only Scheffler's got shorter odds. Scheffler, even after the loss, obviously is going to be about 5-1 somewhere in there. I mean, Scheffler's like entering Tiger territory sometimes when you see what he's priced at. I think Vegas is just scared of him, Mike.
Yeah.
I mean, they're like they were prime Tiger. They're like, you're going to get 4-1. We're just scared of him. It's incredible. Rory's going to be right around that second choice, though. Short price, about 750 plus 750, 8-1, something like that. What do you think about Rory, his game right now, going into this week, and just how much Rory means to the sport at this point, and what the last few years have been like, and just how great it's been to see him finally break through and then win again at Augusta? What do you think about Rory's chances and where his game's at?
Well, I think now that he has got that monkey off his back and has really basically achieved all the goals that he had set out as a little boy. Tiger had that mindset from the very beginning. It was Jack. It wasn't a Grand Slam. It was Jack's record. And the thing that we never got to see out of Tiger was him eclipsing Jack and achieving the milestone or the record that he had set out to do as a kid. Rory did. And then it was, how do you handle life after you've just basically accomplished what you needed to do? So I think he went through a bit of that phase of no man's land. I'm not sure what I want to do, where I want to be. And, do I like just time off now? Or wait a minute, I'm in a position now that I could actually make a statement.
Right.
And I think now he's taken on a posture that he's playing with house money, because he's achieved everything. There's no more pressure that's being put on him in addition to anything that's going on at the moment. And I think that's got to be so freeing to a world-class athlete like himself. I think we could be seeing his better days still yet ahead.
Which is kind of incredible,
scary,
right?
yeah.
And it could be scary for a lot of guys.
Yeah, because at this point, there's going to be no more, and this is what Tiger was able to do, there's no more laying up. Playing for second, why?
Right.
Because other guys are why. Well, I got to get that purse. I don't want to dunk it in the water, and that could fall down to fourth or fifth. And then with that comes hundreds of thousands of dollars. Rory's in a position now. It's like, I'm just going to try to win. And so when you're wired now that way, these guys at that level, when they look at the field, we'll look at it as, oh yeah, it's 150 players. They look at it, there's only 25 to beat.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
That's an interesting mindset. It's a killer mindset.
It is.
You got right.
And that's how they look at it.
So and Andy was talking about it, and Andy North was with us about a half hour ago, like what's important with links golf, specifically this course. And he talked about the importance of driving the ball and knowing, where you're going to put it, where the safe places are. What's the toughest challenge maybe in your mind, and who's got the I don't want to say the mindset, but like whose game is sort of honed right now to maybe take advantage of what that link style golf kind of gives you?
Well, I think you want to look at guys that are wizards with their wedges, and immediately you start going to a Spieth. I mean, obviously,
he won it before, yeah.
And this is one of those complexes that requires artistry, creativity, and the ability to execute when it's time. And in some of the most insane conditions and penal, if you will. But a guy like Patrick Reed, for example, comes to mind. He's been playing over with the DP World Tour. He's obviously number one in the merit of order there. And so he's getting his steady diet of what golf is like. The time, the diet, all that stuff goes a long way. He's a guy I really would keep an eye on this year. But I do think the winner, if it's not Patrick Reed, being the course of the fact that he's almost like a European citizen these days, I look to somebody from Europe to win this thing this year. I do not think an American will win this year. That's just sort of my thought, only because you got Rory, you've got Mr. Fleetwood, who lives down the street. And you got to believe the Fitzpatrick brothers are going to have, their own army in itself. I really think it would be so great for this season's majors to cap it off with a Matthew Fitzpatrick or a Tommy Fleetwood win, and what that would do for that community, the game, all of it. But on the other hand, it would be fun to have somebody win who has presence in the President's Cup. But I do like the idea of one of those hometown guys coming through.
I love it. Fitzpatrick, Fleetwood, and Morikawa, for that matter, too. All top 5 in strokes gained this season. Fitzpatrick and Morikawa are actually also top 10 in greens and reg. I feel like that's always important at a tournament like this and an event like this. I love the Fitzpatrick play, the Fleetwood thing too. I mean, I'm going to sprinkle a little bit on both those guys. I know he's an American. You think a European guy will win it this year, but Andy North brought up Goddard. I mean, the way Chris Goddard played, you can get Goddard at almost 30-1 right now too. I mean, and he is he's been lights out for as long as I can remember this year, like watching golf, listening, hearing about who won, who played well. Like, he has been dialed in, and he's on the leaderboard again this weekend.
100%. And he was so impressive at the John Deere last week and what he was able to do there. So this guy's on a heater. And when you asked the question earlier about, is it hard to win and turn around and win again?
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, he's the kind of guy who could now do it, because he's been winning. He's now used to it. It's becoming almost second nature to him now. And so for him to turn around and win this, that would not surprise me in the least.
Just to give you guys an idea, I don't think this is updated past 2020. I think there's one more, but I believe 11 times someone has won the week before and then won
at the Open. Oh, I won a major.
A major, just a major. There's been a couple of times where they took a break,
right,
and they won in consecutive their tournaments, but the total number is 11, and that was at around 2020. I feel like Scotty recently did that, though. No, over the last
I don't recall.
few years.
I don't know.
I could be
double
off
check, but
11's the number.
Did he? He might have.
I think he did.
He might have.
So maybe 12.
Yeah, it's pretty.
But
it's hard
it
to
is. Do. It simply is. But yeah, I just, and Andy brought it up too. Bryson DeChambeau is going to be an interesting watch because of the way he plays the game. Is more of that bomb and gouge, and everything is flying it in high and landing it in high. And that will work some of the times there. But over a course of 72 holes, I just don't see that method holding up well there.
Is that because of the wind factor? Why is that?
Well, it's because, wind, but then the way they tuck these positions and hole locations, it's almost like you can't come in over the bunker like you can in America, because the way the agronomy there is, a lot of those golf courses over there don't even have irrigation in the ground. They just rely on yes. Wow. Yes, that's what a lot of people don't understand. That's why you'll see some of the British Opens sometimes.
Where they're so baked?
So baked because Mother Nature just hasn't rained. They don't have in the ground like we do here, that sprinkling the rough and the trees. They don't have that there. So yes, that's very, very old school.
And so playing that way, you're saying, is a lot harder.
Yeah. So getting to those hole locations, sometimes you can't go airborne. You got to go ground. And so FedEx doesn't always work. You might have to go UPS ground and bring it in around a corner.
That's good.
But yeah, you'll see a lot of creativity. You're going to be seeing, well, why is he hitting it way out? Oh, and then it makes this big giant right turn out at Albuquerque and heads up about 4 feet.
And do some guys just have like I think of a guy like what Tom Watson won 5 or something, right? Like, do some guys just is that that's the nature of their game almost a little bit more? Is that why the whole horses for courses thing? Like,
well, it's a little bit of that, but it's also goes back to and a lot of guys will say this. It brings them back to their days of junior golf when they would try little trick shots and do different things and run things. And, when you're bored on a tee and you've got a 6-group weight in high school, you're playing, closest to the tee marker over there, and you're just to kill time, to stay loose, you're doing something. Yeah. And so that's what they're kind of relying on. And it's almost like if you watch those guys at Augusta during the practice round, they hit those skippers across the lake. And so that creativity is stuff that I guess over time, when you're spending that much time on a practice range, you get kind of bored flushing 5-irons, perfectly the same way because, that's great if you're always in the fairway. But we would play games where I get to take your ball, you get to take mine, and we'll play closest to the hole, but you get to give me my lie, and I get to make your lie, and we'll make them as hard as we can. I love it. But then the only way you can play it is you got to play a ground game when that happens. And that's what these guys are going to see, lies that you just don't see in America.
That's great. I love it.
So it's awesome.
All right, last break for us. We're going to come back. We'll give you our final thoughts, get you set up for next weekend and all that fun stuff. We're out of here at 10:30 today with White Sox Weekly right around the corner. So don't go anywhere. We're coming back to wrap it. It's the CDGA Golf Show on ESPN Chicago.
This is the CDGA Golf Show on ESPN 1100.3 HD2 and the ESPN Chicago app. YouTube, exclusive content from ESPN Chicago. Subscribe today at ESPN 1000 Chicago.
Need a mulligan in your current banking relationship? Tee it high and let it fly with Republic Bank of Chicago's business banking solutions. Driving Chicago business for more than 60 years. Republic Bank of Chicago, banking beyond expectations.
Golf with the legends at Destination Geneva National in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. Enjoy 54 holes designed by Arnold Palmer, Gary Player, and Lee Trevino. Stay right on the course in luxurious suites, group cottages, or the newly renovated and reimagined Lakeview rooms at the Lodge. Between rounds, savor on-site dining at the Hunt Club Steakhouse, Craft at Italia, and Turf Kitchen and Tap. Or unwind at Paloma Cantina, overlooking the dance floor, the entertainment-style putting course. Visit DestinationGN.com for details on Wisconsin's closest multi-course golf resort to the greater Chicagoland area.
Play golf in Elgin. Check out the Golf Elgin app and book a tee time at Bowes Creek Country Club or the Highlands of Elgin. One of Golf Week's most recognized golf courses, it is ready for your private club experience. Enjoy Bowes Creek at bowescreekcc.com.
Village Links of Glen Ellen provides a country club experience at a public golf facility in Glen Ellen. With a top-rated 27-hole complex that's proudly hosted 48 PGA Tour and USGA qualifying events, Village Links is considered one of the premier golf courses in the Chicago area, conveniently located near I-88 and 355. After your round, dine on the spectacular patio at Reserve 22 Restaurant Bar and Banquets, overlooking the pristine 18th green. Go to villagelinksgolf.com and get ready for a great round. See you at the links.
Hey, Chicagoland, want to experience the best golf on the North Shore? Head over to Glenview Park Golf Club to enjoy superior golf course conditions, a challenging layout, and superior service. Conveniently located and easy to get to, Glenview Park is in the heart of Glenview. Book your tee time 24/7 at golfglenview.com or call 847-724-0250. Golfglenview.com or 847-724-0250. Experience the best.
Fox Bend Golf Course, the gem of the western suburbs. Voted a 5-star course by Chicagoland Golf Magazine. Come to Oswego Land, only 45 minutes from downtown, and play some of the most superb green complexes in the area. All skill levels are welcome to play this 6,900-yard par 72 course. Fox Bend Golf Course has hosted 3 Illinois Open championships, and this year they will host the 2026 Chicago Adaptive Open. Book a tee time today at foxbendgolfcourse.com.
Summer is heating up as golf's future stars return to the Glen Club for the Evans Scholars Invitational, July 23rd through 26th. See who will follow in the footsteps of past champions like Scotty Scheffler and Cameron Young on their way to PGA Tour stardom. Thanks to BCU, your community credit union, admission is free. Want more access? Upgrade your experience with access to the lemonade stand presented by Mike's Hard Lemonade or Corona Cabanas. Who's next? Find out this July at the Glen Club. Visit esinvitational.com to claim your tickets and learn more.
Play their gear, dress the part, and shop like the pros at the PGA Tour Superstore. Now's the time to upgrade your game with new apparel and footwear to keep you looking fresh, and the hottest clubs from all your favorite brands. Plus, dial in your game with the latest technology like rangefinders and launch monitors. Shop with the pros at any of our 5 Chicagoland locations: Downers Grove, Schaumburg, Orland Park, Vernon Hills, and Lincoln Park.
Unlock big savings now at Menards. Add style and security to your home with high-quality Schlage door locks. Whether you're looking for a traditional interior passage lock or a Wi-Fi compatible electronic entry lock, Menards has you covered with more than 200 options of Schlage door locks in stock. Save big on Schlage door locks, and don't forget to check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
This is the CDGA Golf Show on ESPN 1100.3 HD2 and the ESPN Chicago app.
Final segment brought to you by the PGA Tour Superstore. Was just in there last weekend, 2 weekends ago, getting my son a putter re-gripped. I got my nice new Bentonardi putter.
There.
I gave him my old one, but it needed to get re-gripped, so we got him new, what is it?
How do you like
grip.
it?
I like the Bentonardi putter. I mean, I've only played a couple of times. I like it a lot. Listen, my putting, Mike, leaves a lot to be desired. Even when I was decent at golf, my putting always sucked. It certainly kind of sucks now, but I feel a little bit more confident with that Bentonardi putter in my hand. Now I just need to, practice and get some more lessons and work at it.
Like anything else.
Like anything else. Putting is so hard. Everything about golf is freaking hard, but putting is so hard.
Yeah.
It's so hard.
It's anything that a sport, and I'll even put like ice hockey, just the little things of being able to kick up the puck to your skate, from your skates to your stick. And if you don't do it for a while, it just sort of erodes away. Short game, that's the first thing that erodes away. And for me, it's not even the putting that goes away, it's the chipping. That feel and that distance to know, like when you have that delicate, 10-yarder that you've got the bunker literally 3 feet in front of you, and the flag is only 12 yards away, but you've got to hit that little fluffernutter and make it 2 hops and a little suck.
Hard. Yeah. All right, final picks for next week. You like Fitzpatrick, I feel like. You think a European's going to win it?
I do.
Okay.
I in the CDGA fantasy that we have, we'll be opening up. Every CDGA member will get the notification on Monday. But what we do is we have, 4 different columns of players, A, B, C, and D, and you pick, your team, and you try to get, 12 of 12 across the cut line, but we count 10 of 12. And, you play against your fellow CDGA member for some wonderful, wonderful prizes. So when I look at Group A, I look at Tommy Fleetwood right out of the box. I love Tommy, whether he lived 3 doors down the street from the course or not.
Right.
I just think his time is coming. I think what he did last year with the win, at the event at the Tour Championship and getting that monkey off his back, I think, he's not in America, so he's prepared to win because he has won many a times outside of America. But I think it's time for him to get his first major.
I'm so with you.
I'd love to see it happen.
It'd be a great story.
John Rahm and Matthew Fitzpatrick are the other 2 I take out of that column, and I think John Rahm is going in with a chip on his shoulder because of what's going on with LIV. And, the uncertainty, as Andy alluded to, and even the staff got notifications that layoffs are coming, and that is not good. I mean, this is the beginning of the end. And I know there were some very emotional attitudes towards LIV and wanting it to go away, but there's a lot of careers and people's livelihoods that are tied to this thing. So I really feel for them if it's in fact going to go away. But when I go back to a guy like John Rahm, I think he's seeing either, hey, I might be able to make this jump sooner rather than I thought because of the business being the business. So I really want to send a statement that I'm ready and I'm ready to go. But it'll be interesting to see what the commissioner does. Do they, create a new John Rahm rule to allow him to gratis come on over?
Yeah.
Or, hey, buddy, you're doing a Patrick Reed. You're going to spend a year over in Europe before you come over. So a lot of big decisions coming. So
Still
anyway,
some moving parts.
Yeah. So, but I do like Rory as my alternate. But in Group B, I think McIntyre, Matsuyama, and again, Patrick Reed. And I like Ludwig.
Yeah.
I think Ludwig, even though he missed the cut,
I know,
but he's going to be a bounce back guy.
At some point, too, you feel like, when is it his time and is he going to break through? He's so good.
He is.
And he seems to always be hanging around the leaderboard at these biggest tournaments,
He is. He, as Tyler dubs it, the Sunday Scaries.
Yeah. Well, that's it. That's what he's got to, shake, I guess. That's what he's got to overcome.
Well,
but he's got the game for it, man.
Oh, yeah. He's just got to make the cut first, which he didn't do this week.
Which he didn't do this week.
But you know what? For him, not a bad thing. I think it could be a great thing. In Group C, I do like Alex Fitzpatrick, Minwoo Lee, Adam Scott, and Cameron Smith, former winner, and Shane Lowry. Again, no Americans.
Shane missed the cut this week.
He did.
So
I know.
he's getting his game ready over there now.
Yeah. And these are the guys I think that come back.
Yeah.
And then in Group D, Rasmus Højgaard, Billy Horschel, and Tao Young Lee would be the guys there. So, yeah, some dark horses there. But in the end, I'm going Fleetwood Mac.
Fleetwood Mac, let's do it. Anything else we need to know? Fun stuff coming up for the CDGA?
Yeah, July 23rd, Marquette Park. We are going to have our second of 3 Play Like a Champion series programs with the Chicago Police Department and kids in the neighborhood. We were at Columbus Park in June. We're going to be at Marquette Park, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. If you have a son or daughter and they want to get close to the police and play and learn to play the game and, work with some of the best instructors through the First Tee and Kids Golf Foundation, we're going to be there. Admission is free. The kids get lunch and a T-shirt. So July 23rd, Marquette Park. CDGA members, you should be seeing your magazine soon. Enjoy. A lot going there. And we want to wish everybody at the State Am, the Illinois State Am's being played this week down in Central Illinois. And good luck to everybody there.
Absolutely.
That's where the next future tour players are coming from.
That's right. Always a pleasure, buddy. It's good seeing you. Enjoy the weekend. All right. Tyler is back with Mike next week. Thanks to Jake Littman for producing today. Everybody have a great weekend. Enjoy the rest of the Scottish Open and the British Open next week. And Mike and Tyler will be keeping you company next Saturday. Have a great weekend, everybody.
This is the CDGA Golf Show. Presented by Glenview Park Golf Club, ESPN 1000, 100.3 HD2, and the ESPN Chicago app.
In 1958, few imagined a young Joliet native